welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me get my song going, bro. Let me get my timer going, bro.
1, 2.
What else do I need? Probably fucking nothing. It's all perfect. Oh, wait. I do need the What's Up Beijing intro. Hello, good to see you. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Welcome to the stream. Happy Marketing Monday on a Tuesday, the best day of the week. R-Dubs, that's Zachary, Mr. Chicken, Basic Labs, Babu Garu, Artisty West, Dog Car, Rod G, The Boss Wade. Thank you for that sub, Salt Ball. Thank you for that 2-month sub. Lowball, thank you for the 18 months. Josie, Rosie, Posey. Your name is a treat to say every time. Thank you very much for the 32 months. Goddamn. Forkronics, thank you for the prime. Purified drinking water, thank you for 20 months. TMC92, thank you. Lil Oopsie Vert. I've waited 22 hours in 2 days to watch this Marketing Monday. Wait, no, I've worked 22 hours in 2 days. I'm going to watch this Marketing Monday and then commit seppuku so I don't have to go in tomorrow. I'm sorry to hear that. How can they possibly work you 22 hours in 2 days? Are you a student? Or are you... seems very illegal. Seems very illegal. There's a labor board violation. Nvidia split stocks is so out of date, bro. Big A, what? It is a Marketing Monday. It is a Marketing Monday in 28 minutes. Futura Antonio, thank you for the gifties. PogCham. Mickey Blue, thank you for the prime. Music is so loud I can't. What if I turned it up 2x? Would that drown you out from your complaining? I'm making frozen pizza for this monumentous occasion. Okay. I feel like you can make frozen pizza for any type of occasion. It certainly doesn't feel that monumentous to make frozen pizza. People do it all the time. I need to make sure that I have the trademark What's Up Beijing song. Ooh, this one's kind of... This is auto-played. Wait, this one's kind of cat jam. Who did I send it to? There it is. What's up Beijing.mp4. Now I would go to this. And then I would go to here. Works. It works, bro. It works. Holy shit, it works. Big Dig Bandito. Welcome to the stream. Dog Car with the stream. Vinny CG, good to see you. Hi, Special 337. What is the name of the Enron movie that Atrioc recommended? That is so long ago that I talked about that. It's called Enron, the Smartest Guys in the Room. It is an excellent documentary. If you would like to watch a YouTuber steal all of it and pretend like they came up with it themselves, go watch Cold Fusion, who literally stole scenes and lines from that documentary verbatim and pretended like it was their own work. Off-brand David, Polar BB8. What is your top 5 nonfiction books? The Bible, for one. The Bible for 2. The Bible for 3. The Bible for 4. Shockingly, the Quran for 5. They're both true. So, that's always culture. Good to see you. I don't have a top 5 nonfiction books ranking. Bro, I don't rank books. Basketball shorts. Bro, what is it with? Can we drill in on this? I feel like language is devolving because just saying is not a joke. That's not a joke. Bro, it's like so lazy. It's so lazy. The joke has become just like whatever you're looking at, people just say like wearing hat. We've lost any semblance of like there has to be something clever to it. It's the laziest. The joke is the absence of a joke. No, I get it. It's brilliant. It just is really easy to do, right? So it's regardless, it's a little lazy. Atrioc, your hat is shining with the light of 1,000 suns. Fucking glowing hat. Holy shit, it's fun. It's oh, well, I should mention, wait, is it live? Bro, I think it is. This is a limited time edition white hat. We had just opened failedcos.co. Just opened it. These two are available now forever, I think. That's the plan. I mean, we're going to add all the stuff we normally sell on here. But this one is we only have 150, I think, legitimately. So if you want the white hat, I would grab it. It ends on July 4th. The other two, though, this is like people have been asking for a spot where they can buy them, and now you can buy them. And we're going to add more stuff, and it's not going to be related to me specifically. I'm even thinking of getting some content creators to wear the merch. It's like a little side project where I want to just have this spot where people can buy Failed Company merch. So check it out. Anyway, it's cool. That's it. PST7 Crash, thank you for the 35 months. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Girardi, thank you for the 5 months. Captain Taco, thank you for the prime. How's everybody doing? I have a lot to talk about today. And before we get to the Marketing Monday, we have 22 minutes to do it. There's so many interesting things to discuss. When is Big A skincare? Honestly, I don't do any skincare, and I probably should. Especially now that I'm spending more time outside. I need to like use sunscreen or something. My skincare used to be the warm blue glow of a monitor for 24 hours a day. It's really soothing to the skin. Do you know what I'm saying? Never go outside. But now I have been playing more basketball regularly, and so I need to do some skincare stuff. You never see a gamer with bad skin. Facts. Yellowface 12, thank you for the gifty. SHG, thank you for the 18 months. Frogman, thank you for the 12. Atrioc ep. What do you mean ep? Like it's a show? What does that mean? Bro, that's a 21-minute album. Certainly not for today. Certainly not an ep. That's a EP. Well, you lowercased it. You don't blame me. If you want to say EP, put it in caps like an EP is. It stands for something. Don't put lowercase ep, bro. I'm EP. Thinking about it. Atrioc, the promo code Glizzy isn't working on your website. I'm so sorry about that. We'll get that fixed super quickly. It will charge you double, but you'll get to use the promo code Glizzy. I will put that in there, but you have to pay double. It's Kleptic. They give it the 24 months. Big Bang Bullets, they give it the 25. And your name is KT3. Tough name to say, but I'm about to give it 6. Big A, I hope you're doing well. Have you seen the new EWC trophy system? I don't. This is the European Cup, Esports World Cup.
Tournament, and we'll have a very unique
We'll have a unique trophy
system consisting of keys, game trophies, the club championship trophy, and the totem. Introducing the key. This symbolizes a participant's right to compete in Riyadh. Each team or player will receive a personalized key consisting of the inner key and the outer frame. Winning a competition
some fucking Tomb Raider shit. What?
earns you a game trophy. A champion's key will be inserted inside. The frame will be placed into the totem. A physical block on display in Riyadh, serving as a progress bar of the Esports World Cup. The totem will remain in Riyadh as a chronicle of the Esports World Cup history. Those who get eliminated throughout the competition must give up their keys and see them crushed. Their broken keys will be tossed into the totem and encased in resin, symbolizing those that tried to win but fell short. However, as an additional privilege for winning, each game's champion gets to select 3 opponents' keys to be encased in the base of their trophy as an additional, more personal.
This is so complicated. But it is kind of funny that you could beat somebody and then take their fucking key, then have it smashed, then have it encased in resin in your own trophy. That is kind of cool.
Losers will go home with their keys replaced with a token that marks where they ended their journey. Witness history unfold at the Esports World.
So the trophy guy who was in charge of this had a field day. Bro had an absolute... Bro took that mission and ran with it. They just said, get trophies for the event. And he said, no, I'm going to create a whole new trophy system. I'm going to fucking turn the world of trophies on its head. That's wild. It seems like so much to mean so little, but will you make more interruptions? Yeah, we're bringing back almost all the good stuff. All the stuff that I regularly wear, including Lehman Brothers and Bankrupt and some new stuff about Evergrande that I've been cooking on. Yeah, the idea is just to have cool failed company merch on the website and not have to be like a limited drop thing, which is people are often annoyed with. Because I have European viewers and people that watched it later and they miss it and they get mad. And so I'm just trying to figure it out. Imagine Faker taking all Chinese team keys. Yeah, I mean, this is a World Cup. There could be problems. Dude, what if, like, you know how, like, Korea and Japan have problems? Like, what if there's, like, a nationalist... They just start taking the keys of people from a certain country, and then it starts a fucking problem, dude. It's so targeted. Atrioc, there's a small business that had to close down near me because they couldn't compete with the big box stores. Can we get merch for them? Dr. Battle, I know that you fictionalized this scenario because they wouldn't have happened recently. Do you know what I'm saying? The big box stores are themselves already closing because they can't compete with tech companies. However, yes, I will include any local mom and pop failed business. I will also make merch of that to make fun of it. So if it's like your grandma's local bakery for cookies, I'm gonna steal her logo and then sell that on a sweatshirt. 100%. WWW. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Hey, Big A. NA Frog here. Hope you're having a good freak. Jerry C., I really appreciate that. I'm going to tell you that I assume by default that you're an NA Frog. You don't have to tell me if I'm streaming at fucking 7:46 p.m. Pacific, I assume you're not at 5 a.m. If you're a UK frog, let me know. You don't got to tell me if you're NA. It's not. It's just based on the data, based on the hard stats. When are we getting the blockbuster beret? What about like a blockbuster bandolier with real bullets for when the revolution comes? Would you guys buy that if I charged $382 for it? And it was kind of like custy. Good. I will order hundreds of them for the store. For when you gotta bust the block. Holy shit! Do you want to work for me in marketing? Holy shit! That's a tagline. Selling a literal. Oh, whoa. Custy is a grody word. I feel like grody is a custy word. You know what I mean? Think on that, dude. Think on that. Thank you for the sub, Nasam, 16 months. Cassetros, thank you for the Cassetros. Hitman legend himself, thank you for the 6 months. I'm assuming I am thinking of the right Cassetros who made that sick run on Miami. If I'm wrong, you're just someone who didn't play Hitman, then I'm sorry. Sorry for misconstruing you. Matco, thank you for the 31 months. Mr. Bibes, thank you for the 11 months. Michael JG, thank you for the 9 months. I think I have everything ready to go here with this here Marketing Monday. Yeah, I really think I do. It's I think 4 or 5 bigger stories that I went a little deeper on. But still tried to summarize for your viewing entertainment. I think it'll be good. Thank you for the gifties. Hazard MTG. Thank you very much. I don't know if you're an MTG player based on your name. I assume so. I am deeply into MTG lately. It's been very fun. There's a weekly group hosted by Travis Gafford of esports and League of Legends fame here in LA. It's at the Team Liquid or 100 Thieves headquarters. And I've been doing pretty well. It's fun. I got first in the last one I went to, which is kind of fucking swag. I love Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, that's what your name is for. Is that timer real? The timer's always real. The Marketing Monday timer is sacrosanct on this stream. We would never, ever delay it even by a second. It's like an atomic clock. And down to the picosecond, it is aligned to the start of Marketing Monday. It cannot be moved. It cannot be shifted. It cannot be delayed. Militaries sync their time to the Marketing Monday clock. Okay? World leaders sync their time to the Marketing Monday clock. It is considered the most true clock there is on planet Earth. Atrioc, I know it's not really your thing, but Pokemon Emerald Rogue 2.0 came out today. Bro, you nailed it in the first half. When you started and you said it's not really your thing, you were spitting. You were spitting hot fire. I am not super interested in Pokemon Emerald Rogue 2.0. I'm sure it is quite fun if you are a fan of Pokemon, Emeralds, Rogues, or the second version of things. But none of those things appeal to me. So I will be skipping. If I game this week, which I will, it's going to be Elden Ring. Because I had such an incredibly... I was thinking about it. How much I loved the Mesmer fight. Mesmer was, I think, for me, top 5 video game bosses that I've ever faced. I thought about it. I was like, am I being crazy? No, I think I'm not. I think it was really fucking well done. It was just fucking cool. It was a cool fight. Yeah. And satisfying and fun. And so I give it top 5. I don't know if it beats Sword Saint Ishin for me. That's also in my top 5. I think that's such a fucking awesome fight when he pulls out the blicky and the lightning in the field, and the aesthetics of the arena matter to me. But I think it's up there in the top 5. Those two fights are my favorite Souls fights now. The other top 5 are Tree Sentinel reskins. Yeah, for sure. Mantis Lords is up there. Yep. Mantis Lords, Sword Saint Ishin, Mesmer, and then I don't know what the other 2 would be. I'm honestly thinking of maybe even like a Zelda boss from when I was a kid that really blew me away. I don't know. The other 2 are probably nebulous, but those 3 are all-timers. All-timers. Pure Vessel's really good. But Mantis Lords is probably my number 1 out of that game. Absolute Radiance? Listen, I play Absolute Radiance all the time. I beat Absolute Radiance fucking yesterday when I was super goddamn frustrated because my video didn't upload right. And I was like sitting there angrily and I just beat Absolute Radiance. I play it all the time. I wouldn't, it's great. It's in my top 50 or whatever, but I'm talking about top 5, like with the perfect boss fights. I don't think Absolute Radiance is a perfect boss fight. It's like really good. It's fun. You have to really like the arena and the aesthetics and all that. It's a truly magic. Nightmare King Grimm's a great boss fight. True. But did he rank the stapler from Paper Mario? Purple Shinobi. Purple Shinobi is a very helpful boss fight for me, but not one of the greatest boss fights. I don't think it's a boss. It's just an enemy. I bet you can't beat Absolute Radiance in 5 tries or less. I bet you I can, but you have to actually bet me, and that's to be money worth my while. If you put up $500 and PayPal it to Yeti Apocalypse, I think I'll actually bet that. Because I did it within 3 tries last night. But it has to be $500 minimum. I think I can do it. The only thing that would... he said, do it. You have this in the money. You have this in the money. You can't say it because then I'll do it. And then if you don't pay, you have to send the money. Yeti will be on. You have to send it to Yeti. I'll give you $500 to try and beat Road 96. What is Road 96? Road 96. This seems like a straightforward adventure game. Do you just want me to play this game and you're willing to pay for it? This is what? This is like a really normal story game with good reviews. This is like a bounty board. You're like paying. You're like work for the company. No. Will you do another video on the French elections about the results? Probably not another video, but I'll talk about it here. Again, the Le Pen's party is cleaning up in the polls. I got something that I want to say that I found to be extremely annoying, so I would like to just say it. I'm gonna say it right fucking now. Okay. I said in that video that Le Pen's party was far right. I categorized it as far right. And there was some fucking absolute idiots who were like, oh, far right. Wow. Do some journalist integrity. Fucking check your sources. Calling it far right is crazy. So I decided to look. I just tried to take a quick fucking look. NPR, Al Jazeera, France 24, Washington Post, AP News, fucking New York Times. Why are you out in their comments? Jesus fucking Christ. They all call it La Far. It's just a normal fucking way to phrase it. Secondly, one of the candidates in that party literally wore a Nazi hat. They just dropped out. Jesus fucking Christ. I swear to God, the people that are obsessed with political categorization and are terminally online are I can't think of a worse way to waste time. It's like talking to someone that cares about poker hands, except that person might make some money. These people are literally the most waste of mental energy of all time. Just look at it's so frustrating. It's like people that are, I don't know. If I was like telling someone, holy shit, there's a fire at your house. The red fire truck is heading right there. And they go, oh, it's not red. Sorry, it's more of a burnt amber. It's so irrelevant. They just are so specific on fucking useless categorization. And they're not focusing on what we're talking about. I get frustrated. It's so pedantic. Hey, Big A, I've watched a bunch of your recent takes in Japan and the declining birth rate. Jesus Christ, I made this too big. Help me! I'm climbing over your comment. Bro, I can't breathe back here. Write less. Big A, I've watched a bunch of your takes. I gotta make you smaller because this is fucking ridiculous. It's taking over the whole screen. The clip's gonna be... I lost it. There it is. Okay. I watched a bunch of your recent takes on Japan and the declining birth rate, but I don't think you're getting a lot of the facts right. Reality is that people don't want to have kids because they don't like kids and don't want to lose their own time. It has very little to do with overwork at the moment. Take a look at this poll. People don't want kids because they don't like kids. And you've got a poll here. Listen, I appreciate that. I am going to disagree with you, despite what I'm sure this rock solid poll says. I'm looking at it. It is in Japanese. I did it Google Translate. It's not extremely helpful to me. Again, even from this, it's like, I don't want children because I'm not confident in raising them. A lot of this is probably trickling back to the fact that they don't feel financially stable, right? They don't have the stability. I think the fact that we have thousands of years of human history, people want to have kids and now they suddenly don't. Right? I don't know if it's suddenly a sea change in their fucking mental attitude towards having families or the biological imperative to have children. I think it's more that people are afraid they cannot support a child. However, you're entitled to your opinion. It's because of woke. There's another opinion. Big A, have you ever taken a gummy on stream like Lud? No. I've actually never, ever, not once I've been inebriated actually, so I did drink with my dad. I've never fucking been high on stream one time, ever. It was very annoying to see on the comments of the Chili's video. Bro is zooted. Bro is fucking high as hell in this Chili's. No, I'm not. I drove there. I'm not always high, bro. It's like, what am I doing that is so, bro is so zooted. I can tell. I know a lot about weed. He's cooked, bro. Believe me, as a certified weed smoker, I can tell when I see a fellow fucking partaker of the devil's lettuce. It's ridiculous. The only drug that I do is occasionally, socially, I will do gummies. Now, as of now that I'm a fucking boomer, dude. Now that I'm in my 30s, all I do is occasionally with Lud or the boys, we'll have some gummies. But I don't own them. I don't never had them in my house. It's 100% social. Yeah, I'm talking about fruit snacks. If you're under 18, I'm talking about fruit snacks. I'm talking about fruit snacks. You were giggling and your eyes were red at the Chili's. Bro, I'm giggling in every fucking stream I've ever done. And my eyes were red because we were sitting in the dark next to a fucking bright red lamp. I've always been giggling. Oh, because he's always high. Fuck, they got me. They got me, dude. I've been caught by logic and facts. I'm like the Hulk, but for fucking herb, dude. Ah, timer's up. Wait a minute. What did you say? You said, that's a crazy message that you just said. I'm looking for the craziest message. Oh, wait, whoa. Turns out it's still going. Hey, Big A, just finished my master's, and I was wondering what you look for when interviewing candidates on NVIDIA. Your master's in marketing? Like, get your MBA? Because I, candidates in NVIDIA, there's a wide range of interview skills required, especially if you're applying for an engineering job, and I would not be able to help you with those, really. NVIDIA is pretty, especially right now when it's like the most valuable company in the world, everybody wants to work there. An engineering interview at NVIDIA is rigorous, bro. The people there were brilliant. I've told this story a couple times, but a very brief retelling is that on my first day, we had to do like a icebreaker thing. We were all in this room and we were in like the class of new hires. We had to do intros and we had to tell something about ourselves. And I went first and I was like, hey guys, happy to be working here at NVIDIA. My name is Brandon. One of my fun facts about myself is that, I've done some cool esports projects or what, I used to work at Twitch and ran some tournaments or, what, it was something like that. And everyone's like, okay, hi, welcome to the company. And then the guy next to me was like a, 52-year-old Asian guy. And he goes, hello, I don't want to say his name. My fun fact is that I got like a triple PhD in physics, chemistry, and computer science. And I was working on a breakthrough technology in the fucking, some advanced space. And then Jensen himself, the CEO, reached out and personally asked me to work here. And I was like, cool. That guy was... He was right after me. It was a problem. And I was like, yeah, all right. Fucking sick, dude. What rank was he in league? And then he said, and also I was fucking rank 14 North America in league. And personally played with Faker. No, he was a Giga Chad. Anyway, so I got mogged before mocking even existed. And that was one of those companies where you walk around and you see some people working on fucking a robot or working on... I remember I saw early one of the first, how like there's all sorts of AI shit nowadays, but like I remember they had a thing set up around somebody's desk where it was like a touch screen. You could draw in paint and then the monitor next to it would turn what you drew into beautiful art. It was crazy. It was like I was like drawing a tree and then it would turn it into like a beautiful, it was really interesting. And that was like a while ago. Why is Drop Spindle's name banned? It's not banned, is it? Drop spindle. Let me try it. Drop spindle. I just said it. Oh, I'm the streamer? Oh, you mean I sort of above the law? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Powerful. Drop spindle, drop spindle. Hey, everybody, if you want some free money, say drop spindle. Say it exactly. Exactly. Drop spindle. Smartest person in the chat say drop spindle. Oh, let's go, Big A. I don't know why it's fucking banned. I certainly didn't ban it. People spamming it one day and then fucking Yeti banned it or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure it out. Surely not. Why are you saying surely not? Like I... What purpose would I have to banning your name? Drop spindle. Maybe it's Dr. Op. You ever think about that? What if my fearsome nemesis Dr. Op? And you make it all about yourself. But it's fucking Dr. Op, dude. Oh, now you guys are sorry. Interesting. Everyone's blaming me, thinking it's all about drop spindle, when actually it is the fearsome and villainous Dr. Op. Anyway, I'll get it fixed. I promise on God. I promise on the heavens above that I will find a way to fix this problem. You've spawned 1,000 shitty Reddit posts? Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right. And the Reddit was such high quality before. Fuck. Oh, no. It was a perfect bastion of quality, and now I've ruined it with the Dr. Ock meme. Oh, no. Now I bet they won't have any more great posts like some fucking idiot fact-checking something wrong. Dr. Carbonation versus Dr. Op. Is Marketing Monday ever going to start? Some of us have real jobs. I'm going to ban you. Go to your job. Go do your job then. Don't rush me. I'm not working on your schedule, bro. All right? I'll start when I fucking want to start my stream. All right? It's not, you're here for free. God. And besides, I do this for the jobless. It's okay. This show, I'm here for the jobless. The people here who are probably, if they don't watch this fucking show, going to punt all their goddamn money on Roaring Kitty. That's who I care about. Trying to save them some goddamn money. It's Dave. You posted this a lot of times, so I just want to make sure you get your chance to get it seen. All right, I'm pausing the timer for this. You really want us to know that it is day 4 of you eating leftover movie theater hot dogs. Big Protein hates me, currently ignoring customers. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, everyone can know that you're eating leftover movie theater hot dogs. I hope that is what you were looking for. I don't know what else you want me to say, but I have given it its due. We all know and we are aware. The world is smarter. And you know what else is going to make you smarter? The end of this timer. Can I get a countdown? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Marketing Monday here on a Tuesday. I'm so sorry for missing yesterday. But without further ado, I need you to look at your screen. I need you to analyze what you see. And when you see yourself, say me, because it's time for Marketing Monday. Monday in the week of July 4th, a special American edition. We've talked about Europe far too much. It's time to get back to the qualms and struggles and problems and business lessons of America. USA. Let me get this finished real quick. Sorry, 1 second. USA, USA. And what is the number one issue? What is the number one thing Americans care the most about when it comes to business? That's right, folks. Fast food. Fast food, burger. We want to know more about burger, and there's a lot of news related to burger, specifically how goddamn expensive it has become. Fast food is too expensive, says a majority of Americans. 65%, I've seen this go up to 80% on some polls, say they've experienced sticker shock when ordering fast food. It has simply gotten out of their regular price range, and they're getting frustrated. When did McDonald's become so overpriced? From Reddit. Circling a $22 charge for a simple value meal. Fast food prices are out of control. 3 million view video. Somebody noticed in Connecticut that they were seeing prices as high as $19 for a quarter pounder with cheese meal. 10-piece chicken nuggets for $18.30. Connecticut McDonald's branch slammed for charging $18 for a Big Mac meal. These prices are getting out of control. People are also noticing on the value end, they're also getting squeezed.
McDonald's has a dollar menu right now without a single item that costs $1.
This had a few million views on TikTok. There's no more dollar menu items on the dollar menu. And all these price increases have actually made the McDonald's CEO very happy. Because every single quarter they were able to reveal increased earnings. Earnings beat in June 2023. Earnings beat in September. Earnings beat in December. And then all of a sudden in March, they had a miss. And his smile faded. All of a sudden they had a miss. And it turns out that these quarter after quarter after quarter increases in the cost of everything, but especially fast food, has finally caused consumers to say they've had enough. They've finally been tapped out, and they can no longer keep up with these relentless price increases. And so this tiny earnings miss had a big effect on McDonald's stock, and they started to cause a bit of a freak out. Consumers have been pushed to the limit and are finally choosing to eat at home. They decided if we can't eat fast food at these prices, then we'll start going to the damn grocery store and cooking again. Dining out is becoming a luxury. Lower income consumers are eating at home more than ever before. Finally, they said, I'm not going to just go to a competitor. I'm leaving the fast food consumption altogether. And if they do have money, if they do have enough money to still afford these prices but hate them, they have noticed they can get better food for the same prices. We've talked about this on the stream. People are going to places like Applebee's and Chili's who are honing in on these high fast food prices. Hell, even great food reviewers are noticing that Chili's is offering a pretty good value. Can we get a fit check? Wakanda forever. I'm ending stream. So what does this mean for McDonald's? Now their CEO is sad. People aren't going to McDonald's as much anymore? What the hell is going to happen? They've got a plan. With the backlash over these insanely priced meals, they are now going to focus in on affordability. And this is not out of a kind heart. This is out of desperation. Because once consumers start to abandon you, it can lead to a sea change in consumption. And that is why they started to roll out a brand new $5 value meal to quote, combat inflation. You've probably seen this. If you're American, you've started to see all these value meals pop up. I saw this ad. This is like a real, I don't know, like internet era millennial pill type ad. Off work late, hungry but too tired to cook. Try the $5 meal deal from McDonald's. You will certainly not regret eating a McDouble or a McChicken, a small fry. It's like very whatever. Anyway, the thing is, when every fast food company was raising prices in unison, it was good for all of them. But now that McDonald's is freaking out and undercutting and bringing prices back down, that means the fast food wars are back on. They're back on, baby, because suddenly it's a desperate, mad grasp for market share. Now that low-income consumers are leaving and eating at home, everybody wants a bigger slice of the pie. They're desperately need it to keep growth going. That's why Burger King is launching their own $5 value meal to hit right back at McDonald's. A leaked memo showed they are thinking about this. Regardless of their plans, we are moving full speed ahead with our own plans to launch our own $5 value meal before they do. Burger King said in the leaked memo. You may see this commercial.
Right? Just confirm that eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets, all for $5. Wait, that can't be right. Just confirm that that's the real price. BK, have it your...
Not just BK, KFC just dropped a $4.99 Taste of KFC deal, a value menu with real value. Starbucks is probably realizing that their customers are fed up for afterpaying or Klarna-ing their order over fucking 6 months. So they had a very disappointing recent quarter. Again, people are cutting back on these purchases. Now that consumers are tapped out, especially low-income consumers, they are cutting back on discretionary purchases like fast food and Starbucks. To turn things around, they are turning to their own value meal. These boxes that have basically a coffee and a... I don't even know why they're called boxes, bro. It's just a fucking croissant and a... but it's $5 and $6. Their new pairings menu. Sonic is trying to undercut them all by doing a $1.99. I don't know what is in this food if they're selling it for $1.99 in 2024. I don't know what the hell is in this food, but Sonic is offering a $2 menu to undercut even more. And Taco Bell, as of yesterday, just started joining in as well. They have their new biggest deal ever. Everybody is competing to win back low-income consumers' hearts and minds with their deluxe cravings box. Again, one thing worth mentioning, though, is that all of these meals, KFC, Sonic, Starbucks, Taco Bell, they're all for a limited time. And the reason they're for a limited time is because they actually don't make any money on these deals. The price increases were crazy, but inflation is real. The dollar doesn't go as far as it did. These deals exist for a few months this summer to try and win back angry consumers, but they can't keep these prices. Again, franchisees are already mad. McDonald's franchisees are like, wait a minute, I don't make any money on this $5 box. Why do I have to do it? And McDonald's is like, you have to do it because we need to get people back. And what I want to bring this up to not only talk about fast food, which is obviously very interesting, but also the larger trend of pricing power. I've mentioned this earlier in the year, and it's finally coming true. You see Nike and many other companies like Nike who have been raising prices for quarter after quarter after quarter are finally hitting a wall. Consumers are finally fed up and tapped out. And basically any company where a consumer can find a reasonable alternative, they're now doing it. Nike just reported their earnings dropped 20% in a day, cratered because their growth has completely stopped. People are going elsewhere. After, quarter after quarter of raising prices and it being fine, finally everyone's fed up. They're going to other places. Unless you are a company like, let's say, for example, the NFL. The NFL Sunday ticket keeps raising prices. And the reason they can keep doing that is because they have pricing power. If you are an NFL fan, there's no good substitute. You can't be like, oh, I'll watch soccer because it's cheaper or whatever. You like football, so you're going to keep paying even though you're really frustrated about it. It's kind of monopoly power. If you don't have that, if there is competitors, you are now starting to see real consequences for constant price increases. And so companies that aren't like NFL Sunday Ticket are running into desperation. Not just fast food, people like Target. Target is cutting prices on 5,000 items because the inflationary shoppers are fed up with Target. Walgreens is cutting prices. Walmart is cutting prices. Everyone is trying to win back people who are tapped out. And again, this is what I've talked about. This is the beginning of the low-income consumer causing huge stock price corrections. The days of being able to survive off price increases are over for most of the market, unless you're catering to the wealthy. And we're going to see real consequences. Now, Walmart's is a tricky one, though. Walmart's a little shifty. See, they've got a plan. They're rolling out brand new digital price boards. Brand new digital price boards.
But even if you saw them, you might not know they're digital price labels. Take a look at these pictures and some video provided to us by Walmart that shows what these...
You may not even notice, but these are all becoming digital so they can change the prices in real time.
New digital price labels in the stores will look like. You see, they look a lot like paper labels, but they're not. They can be changed digitally using an app, and they can be changed within minutes instead of walking around an entire store.
Now, consumers obviously are immediately revolting. In fact, this is a very funny quote. "It's time for a revolution," says Walmart shoppers. The mere thought that their Walmart prices might go up 18 cents is causing them to take up AK-47s and join the revolution. Okay? This is a problem. Walmart, to its credit, says they would never, ever use these for surge pricing. Trust us, we'll never use these for surge pricing. However, history has shown companies tend to push the line once the spotlight is no longer on them. An interesting thing just came out today, 6 hours ago. This person was checking out for their Burger King meal, and it got more expensive as they were checking out. The price went up 30 cents during the time between when they ordered it and when it was checked out. Surge pricing tactics are coming for all different areas of the market. Again, many companies have learned from the effectiveness of airline companies, which have found ways to personalize and target pricing and have it surge based on the user's ability to pay. And now the airline companies are literally teaching it to other companies who are trying to add it to their own business to find a way to somehow squeeze prices up in a time where they almost can't, where consumers are freaking out. Now, what are you going to do about that? I've got a plan. If you are part of this consumer cohort who's mad about Walmart, mad about fast food prices, and wants a way to make some money, well, guess what? Your old pal Roaring Kitty is back again. He is back again with a guaranteed foolproof plan to take you to the moon. You see, he tweeted this very recently, a image of a dog emoji. Now, obviously, we all know this is deep hidden code with a lot of layers to it, but I couldn't figure it out until the SEC filing just came out where he revealed first that he's not a cat. This is real. He included this in the SEC filing. He checked the box that he's not a cat, but also that he has now owned 9 million shares of Chewy, the online dog food company. Now, obviously, that's a little bit spooky because 9 million shares would cost about $211 million, which is about the exact amount he had in GameStop. People are wondering, did he sell GameStop and buy Chewy? Does he have another $200 million he didn't talk about? Why did he say before that his only position was GameStop? Why has it been GameStop only for this long and now they're suddenly Chewy? What is going on? Obviously, some people immediately sold GameStop on this news. It went down 17%. But watching the comments go through the 5 stages of grief was pretty crazy. Step 1 was denial. This isn't even real. There's no way it's real. He only buys GME. There's no way he bought it. This is not our KG. This is not our Keith Gill. This is the Kansas City Shuffle. Shady source. It's got to be fake. Then there's anger. Are we supposed to be happy about this? GME's down because of this? He bailed on GameStop? Why Chewy? My GME calls got killed. I don't like this at all. Then bargaining. Is it distraction or the end game? He probably sold them to buy more GME. I think GME has a squeeze. We got to move with him. What's going on? This is confusing. Do we stay or do we move? Then it's depression. So strange. Why do people pretend him selling Jimmy isn't even a possibility? So he sold it? Maybe he just swapped it. Smoke and mirrors. And then finally, this is normally the part where it would be acceptance, just more denial. Okay? Just more denial. Again, This also comes the same week that one of the people that lost money on GameStop sued him for pump and dump conduct. And then 3 days later withdrew the suit, likely due to the harassment he was receiving personally for bringing it up. I want to mention, before I go any further on this is a real criminal, okay? I agree that Nancy Pelosi using insider trading and congressional members using insider trading with their knowledge from Congress to make money in the stock market above and beyond the S&P 500 is criminal, should be prosecuted, is a big deal. But here's the thing. Even though that is prevalent, bipartisan, and almost never punished, at least when people on the internet copy Nancy Pelosi's trades, they make money. This crypto idiot made 71%, made 80 grand just copying Nancy Pelosi. At least they're making money. At least they're not, in trouble. But when I read the comments, and I look through our super slung, I look through all these. I have honest empathy for these people. I talk about financial nihilism all the time. When I read through the comments, I see stuff like this. I feel like we're losing this war, but nobody wants to say it. Me too. I should have sold a long time ago. Feel like an idiot. This guy made a comment, buying, holding, zenning out. Nothing to do but wait. And then the response is, the guy goes, I'm being patient, but bills are starting to hit. Okay? This is who I'm worried about. People that fall into this trap that this guy's going to take you to the moon and make you a ton of money on an online dog food company or a video game retailer. And this is brilliant, hedgy, destroying, genius master plan. End up losing money they need for bills, for healthcare, for their kids, for college funds. That's what makes me nervous, because I feel like these people are more likely to fall for this. And they're not just going to copy these, obviously, cheated trades from Nancy Pelosi. And so that's what makes me feel bad, okay? And I also get annoyed when people in there pretend, every time it goes down, I always got out. There was a guy in my Discord who was like, talking a bunch of shit, and I was like, hey, how do you feel today? And he's like, oh, I never owned GME. I never. I was like, well, you talked about it for 100 paragraphs, and then you always pretend I got out. It's like when you talk to your friends about going to Vegas. They always broke even, bro. They always broke even. Nah, you know what? With drinks, free drinks, I broke even. It's like Vegas doesn't make money off of everyone breaking even, bro. So people are afraid to talk about this, but these losses are real. Okay, these losses are real, and I promised you, my only concern, I'm not paid off by the hedgies. I just don't want you to lose a bunch of money on something stupid. That's all I will say about that. I'm not going to bring up Roaring Kitty in a future marketing money. I think it's enough to say. Okay, now there is one thing that Wall Street is concerned about. Okay, and it's not what you're trading. They're not afraid of you buying GameStop or Chewy. What they are afraid of is when you do it. Because it turns out that retail traders like us have been demanding and finding more and more ways to trade on the 24-hour cycle. And it is making Wall Street scared as hell. They are actually nervous about going to sleep and then massive movements happening while they're asleep. This is a real concern. Again, ever since 2020, it was flat forever. And then since 2020, the number of people trading outside of regular hours has skyrocketed. Largely thanks to new features by companies like Robinhood, which has added new ways to trade pre and post market. And it's headed towards the mainstream. People don't want to have to wait for somebody to ring the bell to start trading. They want to trade when it's convenient for them and when the time is right, which is all well and good. I am personally I'm playing a small violin for Wall Street bankers who are sad that they're going to get mental health stress for having to always be on to trade against retail trade. I'm not worried about that. But I do want to say, while I'm giving this this caveat, is that if you are a retail trader, there's a lot of research that shows that when you trade more, you lose more money. The more time you spend trading, the more money you lose. Because you become more emotional, it becomes more reactionary, you're buying and selling too panicky. The best thing to do generally is to buy and hold good stocks for the long term. And so if you find yourself up at 4 a.m. on an Adderall binge trading, rethink. Unless you're the next Warren Buffett, bro, rethink your investment plan is all I'm saying. Now, earlier, I want to go back to wins here. Earlier, I mentioned the NFL Sunday Ticket. And if you're not an NFL fan, I'm not, you might have to learn more about what this actually is. You see, the NFL Sunday Ticket is a way to watch out-of-market NFL games. Which NFL team are you stuck watching every Sunday? Basically, you can only watch local teams for free in the NFL. So let's say, for example, you lived in this part of Arizona but wanted to watch the Cardinals. Well, you can't do that without buying the NFL Sunday Ticket to watch out-of-market games. And this is very expensive. It can cost as much as $449 a year. So people who travel around the country or used to live one place or just a fan of teams somewhere else have to pay this exorbitant price to watch the team they want. This is all well and good until you realize that each of these teams owns the broadcast rights individually. So the only way they could have all put this together into one expensive package that keeps going up in the price is collusion. And it turns out the courts agreed. The courts agreed this is an antitrust violation. And as of yesterday, the NFL has been ordered to pay billions, $4.7 billion, which may triple, because antitrust violations can triple, up to $15 billion directly to consumers for overcharging for these incredibly expensive out of market games. If you are a Sunday Ticket subscriber, you can actually get paid. This is not a joke. Now, the only thing is they're going to appeal it because the NFL does not want to pay up to $450 million per team. Okay? Every team in the NFL is going to have to pay that amount. They don't want to do it. So they're appealing it all the way to the Supreme Court, likely, who, based on their recent actions, is going to be super corrupt. We're going to see fucking Brett Kavanaugh in Super Bowl box seats. We're absolutely going to see fucking... But until then, until that happens, we're going to have this lawsuit stand. They're going to have to pay this money back to consumers. Now, they've said, we believe this class action claims are baseless without merit. But I wanted to look into this because I don't really understand how sports teams' laws work. Is it really collusion for the NFL to offer one price for their product? I mean, it's the NFL. It's one entity. It actually goes back to the 60s. So back in the 60s, you could not negotiate as one sports league. Every team had to negotiate individually, and that was considered normal. But then the NFL lobbied, spent a bunch of money to get the Sports Broadcasting Act passed, which basically said the NFL is exempt from antitrust, that they can collude all they want and it's fine because they're sports. This is real. And so ever since then, they've been operating under this principle. However, this act only applied to broadcasts that were ad-supported and free. They were ad-supported broadcasts. So actually, when this lawsuit came in, they checked the law. They were like, wait a minute, it doesn't apply to like direct TV and YouTube TV and paid TV. And so they actually got hit with antitrust violations 40 years later. It actually worked. They were caught with their pants down. We'll see if it holds up, but it's a fun little quirk of the law that hopefully leads to Sunday ticket prices being cheaper for consumers and sports bars that are forced to pay these crazy prices. Speaking of paying crazy prices, we have a two-part final story here. And this is really as American as it gets. If you're American, you love fast food, sure. You love the NFL, sure. But what do you love most of all? Fentanyl! Fentanyl! Wow! Fentanyl use in the United States has skyrocketed. That's good for the country. Number one killer of Americans under 50. And if you are a fentanyl dealer or just anyone who is interested in moving illicit money, I have got a big win for you this Marketing Monday. I have found the number one bank ranked for laundering money. It is, drumroll please, Citibank. Citibank has been officially the money launderer's favorite bank. Confirmed. If you bank with Citi, you can bank easy, knowing that it's they're very lax about checking if your money has illegal background or sources to to transfer. This story came from the Sinaloa cartel out of Mexico, which was just going up with $50 million of fentanyl and meth proceeds, scoping out several banks and decided that Citi was the most lax. They were like, wait a minute, Citi checks almost nothing. And then they walked up to Citibank ATMs, deposited millions in increments of like 9,000. Because if you do over 10,000, they have to reflag it. But they just did it like 9,999, 9,999, 9,999. And Citi didn't flag it. Nobody at Citi said, wow, this is odd. They're dropping $50 million in ATMs in. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. They're almost like they benefit. They're looking at turning a blind eye. However, I couldn't be mad at Citi. You know why? Because it's July 1st and I went to their profile and they're still supporting Pride Month. Wow. You can tell they really mean it. Corporate pride, baby. You can tell they really mean it. They are laundering money for massive drug cartels to flood American streets with fentanyl and meth, but goddamn do they support the gays. But if you are a little bit old school, maybe you come from a Breaking Bad level of knowledge on the drug trade, you might still think the drug trade works like this with the cartels in Mexico and money laundering in the United States. Basically, Mexico sends fentanyl up here. The United States sends money back down here after laundering, and that's it. You think that's the cycle. But in fact, it has evolved. And to figure out how it's evolved, we have to head to the Far East. We have to head to Beijing by bringing back a classic segment. Ladies and gentlemen, the return of What's Up, Beijing? What's up, Beijing? So, dirty money, cartels, and underground banks. We know it, we love it, but there's a new piece to the puzzle of that, and it's our friends in China, specifically Chinese gangs, which have become a key part of the global money laundering enterprise. In fact, they become the centerpiece of it. They've become the masters of global money laundering for different cartels and gangs. They clean dirty money on a vast scale by creating global shadow banks. And I want to try to explain how this has come into play and why a certain funny need out of China is a big driver for why China became this place. The U.S. announces a major bust as efforts to crack down on Chinese money launderers working with drug cartels ratchet up. Again, the U.S. is kind of caught flat-footed on this and doesn't really understand how to keep up until very recently with these new methods out of China. But they are trying to combat it. Let me slowly try to explain it to you, okay? This seems like a complicated thing, but it's actually relatively simple. There are two groups that you need to understand, what they have and what they want. First is the Sinaloa cartel, the Mexican gangs, okay, the cartels. They have fentanyl and they have dollars because they sell the fentanyl and they get dollars. These are the two things they have. The two things they want are the ingredients for fentanyl right here, and they want pesos because they actually spend pesos in Mexico. They need pesos. The problem is getting money over borders is very hard. Getting drugs over borders is not that hard. Getting money over borders is hard. And so the big goal of this Chinese money laundering is to get the right money to the right place to the right people. And I want to explain it. So they have these things. The Chinese gangs have the ingredients for fentanyl, okay? And they have pesos because they sell the ingredients to the cartels, okay? What they want is RMB. They want Chinese money, okay? So who has that? Who has Chinese money and wants dollars? The last thing left over. There's only one thing left over. Who has Chinese money and wants dollars? Who puts this puzzle together? The answer, very simply, rich Chinese people. Rich Chinese people are becoming a major part, unintentionally, of the global money laundering trade because they really want to get their money out of the country. They don't want to hold Chinese RMB. They are afraid of the crackdowns by Xi Jinping, and they would like to get a bunch of dollars so they can buy real estate, they can buy US stocks, they can keep their money safe around the world. Again, they're very wealthy in China, but they want to make sure it's protected outside of these crackdowns. And so they are trying to do anything to get their money out of the country. Again, they can't buy Chinese stocks, they keep going down. They can't buy Chinese real estate, it keeps going down. They need to find some way to grow their money, so they want to put it into dollars. And yet, Xi Jinping and the CCP, expecting this, have made a limit. You cannot turn more than $50,000, or you can't turn more than, you can't transfer more than $50,000 out of the country, is basically what it's saying. That's your limit per year. That's your absolute limit. So if you have $50 million in China, you can only get out 50 grand a year. Obviously, that means there needs to be an illegal demand. There's a black market to getting the money out. They want to buy NVIDIA stock. They want to buy Canadian real estate. So Chinese rich people are entrusting total strangers to sneak cash out of the country. And these total strangers end up being part of the puzzle that goes back to cartels in China and in Mexico. It is a three-part system that are unintentionally part of. Now it all fits together. Now this all loops. The leftover dollar bills the cartels have in America suddenly get transferred through WeChat over to Chinese consumers who then give this to this, who gives this to this, who gives this to this. Do you see this crazy chain, this crazy cycle? Now you may have noticed, again, I'm trying to make this as understandable as possible, that the money never actually crosses the border. Chinese money launderers just own the money in all three locations and use WeChat to use trust-based systems to transfer it to the right people. It makes it very, very hard for governments to track or stop or trace. It is like a new evolution of money laundering that only works as long as Chinese investors still want dollars. And as long as they do, and they want it a lot right now, this system is like impossible to stop. Now you may notice, if you look back at this, that there's probably one piece missing, right? There should be a fourth piece to completely square this circle, to make the full cycle work. There's one piece missing, and that is someone who has dollars and wants fentanyl. That's Americans, okay? The end of this story is Americans. They have the dollars, they want the fentanyl, and that's what keeps the entire trade working. Fentanyl is the silent killer of American youth. The reason I bring this up is because if you are under 50, which my chat, I assume is, my viewers, I assume are, this is the number one killer. It is one of the biggest problems in America today. If you are from a nicer or better off part of America, you may not know how serious and how dire this problem is. And so I want to stress the importance as we go into a future, an important election, that we need to make this a serious issue of the campaign. It is killing more people every year. We cannot stop this just by constantly chasing the dog of trying to crack down on ever more complex money laundering schemes. We have to find a way to reduce this demand. We have to find a way to stop Americans from losing their life to fent. Okay? And I don't want to end on a bad note. I don't want to end Marketing Monday on a terrible note. So I want to give one update. The previous killer of Americans before the rise of fentanyl was opioids, pushed by the absolutely devilish Sackler family, one of the worst groups of human beings to ever walk this earth. I want to give an actual positive update here. They are being sued all over the country by every level of government and and individual user who've lost lives and generations and money to their fucking pill pushing ways for decades. They're being sued. And they have siphoned all of the money out of their company, Purdue, and declared bankruptcy. And they were going to walk away with billions and pay, I think, around $6 billion just to be done with it and to be immune. Thank God, even our Supreme Court, which I can't really trust anymore, rejected this plan. They have stopped the ability for the Sacklers to shield themselves from all prosecution, to get permanent immunity in bankruptcy, and they will actually have to face some consequences out of these many, many cases, which again, they are losing for doing absolutely terrible negative social value for decades to America. I am pleased to see this outcome because it looked like they were about to get away with it. They were gonna basically make $18 billion off the back of poisoning Americans and then pay $6 billion to be done with it. That's fucking crazy. And I am so glad the Supreme Court bipartisanly saw justice with this. So I'm going to end on a good note, and hopefully we can get something similar in other future problems in America. But again, happy note to end on. Thank you for watching Marketing Monday. Tune in every week for more updates on business and geopolitics. Thank you again for watching. Sorry, a little more serious for that Marketing Monday, but those 4 stories I thought were important. Hope you enjoyed. Hope they caught you up on some interesting things. And yeah, happy to talk about any of the things in there. It was an American-based one after last week's Euro-based one. There were some stories I didn't include that we could talk about. One of the interesting ones, football related, just to keep them a little short. This will be for the Clips channel. Interesting ones, football related. Oh, fuck. You guys know how, you guys might know this. So, one of the board of directors of NVIDIA is the former chief marketing officer of the NFL. And she came by the office back when I was working there to teach us about marketing. Like Jensen asked her specifically to come in and be like, hey, share some of your knowledge. You're the CMO of the NFL, share some of your knowledge. One of the things she said that stuck with me was that when they were doing marketing for the NFL, they realized that young people were not playing football. They weren't watching football. It was a problem. Except for one group of young people, and that is people that played Madden. Madden was the #1 driver of new football fans under 45. If you are under 45 and didn't play Madden, you just didn't care about football. You pieced out of it. It's the great driver. And so what is interesting is that other sports are starting to realize these same problems, whether it's golf or tennis. They're realizing, hey, young people don't like our sport as much as they used to. They're just not naturally getting into it. And so tennis is making a big push into video gaming. Don't be surprised to see a lot of ads, a lot of promos, a lot of tie-ins around tennis video games because they are trying to turn it into a thing where young people are playing tennis games to get into tennis. I think that's very fascinating to me. All of the different ways that like Gen Z and Gen Alpha are changing the paradigm of way things used to be and how companies are reacting is very funny to me. So this is one of them that I didn't include. Just make an anime. That's honestly not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Tennis video games sound so ass. Bro, don't speak ill of Mario Tennis for the N64, one of the greatest games of all time. Don't speak ill of that. So what caused Americans to stop using fentanyl exponentially? Honestly, it seems like the crackdown, like, this is my opinion. I could do deeper research on this. My understanding is that there is a crisis of despair in America that people are filling with drugs, no matter what it is, okay? And the crackdown on opioids led to them going to fentanyl the next thing. Now, fentanyl is not only cheaper, it is like 50 times more effective than morphine. It is incredibly deadly and incredibly dangerous. You can overdose on a single use of fentanyl. It is a never. It is a not once. Please don't. Please don't. Like, all I can tell you is just please don't. It's extremely addictive, extremely deadly. So that's the problem is people in despair are turning to whatever the most available drug is, and we're getting flooded with fentanyl. Okay? So that's my like high level view of it. There's a lot of nuance that I'm sure that you could look more into. But yeah, it is a follow up from the opioid pushing by the Sackler family. Now that's been cracked down on. I live in Vancouver. It's crazy here. Oh, yeah, I made this America focused, but I do want to mention the Canadians. Everything I said about this is true for Canada as well, and is a big reason why you might see like insane, sight unseen Chinese bids of Canadian real estate. They are, it's part of the smuggling. They get the money out of China and they will buy anything to have, just have their money out of the country. But it's a global thing. I mean, it's the sophistication of it is crazy because there's never been such a good money laundering system that is like trust based, where you don't have to actually physically move the money between borders. They just have a supply of pesos in Mexico. They have a supply of dollars in America. They have a supply of RMB in China, and they can give it to the right people without ever having. It's just it's tough to stop. It's borderless. Yeah, this is true. Millionaire migration. Here, look. I got a chart for this in my notes. How about that? China lost the most number of millionaires in 2024. Again, there's fear there for the very rich, right? Because of the crackdowns on business that Xi Jinping is doing, and also just because that like there's not good spots in China right now to invest your money. Even the things they're crushing on, like electric vehicles, solar panels, battery manufacturing, all things that China is leading on, there's so much competition, there's no margin. Like BYD is selling the most EVs, but they sell them at such a low cost. There's almost no money in it. The UK as well. The UK. The UK, not good. Bro, it's so funny. I've been talking about the UK being in a bad spot for a while, but I feel like it just kind of hit because I have seen like 8 different videos on YouTube, all with 1 million views recently, all being like the UK is fucked. It feels like everybody started making videos at the exact same time. I don't know if you guys are seeing this and recommended. It's like everybody is making the same video. It's the UK is terrible to live in. It's awful. It's bad. It's fucked. Which is just funny. The topic all hit at the same time. Yeah, UK crashing in 30 days. They're doing the China collapse on the UK. The UK will collapse in 36 days. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, and then I wanted to watch something with you guys that I thought would be a fun palate cleanser business video. Apparently, 7-Eleven looked at all its stores in America and said, hey, these are gross. These are gross. We sell like moldy hot dogs and pizza. People aren't happy. Our convenience stores in Japan are great. So they're going to try and Japanify all their stores in America. And so there's a video about that I thought we could watch together.
Rice balls.
Yo.
Look at that. Michelin type of ramen.
Collaborations with famous restaurants like Santoka. Milk tea. This is 7-Eleven. In Japan. But in the US, the company is more known for Slurpees and hot dogs.
It's just not as appealing. My perception is people go in there when they need to.
The world's largest convenience store chain.
I went to a 7-Eleven 2 nights ago to buy a 6-pack of Liquid Death. And some candy. No, I didn't buy Glizzies. I drove for this is like late at night. No, the candy I got was I mixed it up. I got the blue raspberry only Sour Patch Kids is what I got. I wanted to try Oops All Blue. You know what? I prefer the mixed bag.
Has over 13,000 locations in North America alone and made over $72 billion in sales last year. But now, it's working to bring more Japanese inspiration to its American stores. Convenience stores have historically made their money selling tobacco and gas. But now, as cigarette sales continue to decline and many expect gas sales to slow, many are racing to find other sources of revenue and doubling down on food. But shifting a business this massive is a major undertaking.
Damn.
This is the economics of 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven started as an American company, but it went bankrupt twice. Once in 1932 during the Great Depression, and again in 1990 as it struggled with debts.
7-Eleven.
It's fair to go bankrupt during the Great Depression. That's fine. Going bankrupt in the 90s is pretty fucking tough. You got to really mismanage your debt to go bankrupt in 1990. That's like pure prosperity, and that's a skill issue. That's like a true American prosperity decade. Easy debt to borrow, easy. That's wild. You got to really mismanage.
Is now owned by a Japanese company, 7 & I Holdings.
A majority stake was bought by Ito Yokado, a Japanese supermarket chain that had been operating 7-Eleven stores in Japan for more than a decade. From the beginning,
that is very funny. I didn't know. I did not know 7-Eleven was originally American. I'm going to be honest with you. I knew it was owned by a Japanese company. I thought it always had been. So an American company franchises their store to a company in Japan who runs it so much better that they can eventually buy the main company. That's crazy. That's extremely rare. That's funny.
the Japanese owners said American 7-Eleven, both its central operation.
I'm sorry, someone said LeBron and Brawny. I want you to explain that. How is that like LeBron and Brawny? How is a 7-Eleven American company being bought by its Japanese equivalent in a restructuring? How is that like LeBron and Brawny? In what way? You can't just sneak that in under the fucking radar, dude. It makes no sense. Brawny is gonna buy LeBron? How? What does that mean?
And its franchises had a lot of catching up to do.
The Japanese model was a lot more data-driven. They would pore over what sold well at what time of day, break it down by gender and age, and use that to inform their next order decisions. The American system just wasn't as sophisticated as that.
There were some major differences between US and Japanese 7-Elevens. The US stores were typically larger and attached to gas stations.
Hell yeah,
the
brother.
Japanese stores didn't sell gas, but had a much wider array of fresh food. Japanese stores only stocked...
Okay, they'll probably say this, so I shouldn't say this, but there's an obvious reason for that, and that's they don't have, in Tokyo, you can have a fucking non-gas station convenience store. But but in a fucking America, we're not walking to shit, bro. We drive everywhere. We got that.
Items that would sell quickly. They had a proprietary distribution system that made multiple shipments to stores every day. Orders were customized by store based on sales data, demographic trends, and local weather forecasts. American 7-Eleven stores were getting 2 deliveries per week, and some items were never being purchased. When American operators began counting items in their stores, some found that 40% of their products were selling less than 1 unit per month.
Jesus.
Now, American 7-Eleven has its own distribution system, where franchises place orders every day based on company recommendations of what's selling.
Does anyone remember about headphones from a 7-Eleven? I feel like I've never seen that happen. I see them have headphones. I've never purchased them. They look bad. They were expensive and they sucked. Yeah, I was like, why does that there? Why? You have to be so desperate for headphones. I guess if you're on a road trip, but I can't imagine they sell that many.
Selling nationally and regionally, and their own store data.
I mean, you have to be on the road trip and also like not have access to the aux, which means you're on a road trip and you have bad music taste for the group. You're the road tripper who has songs that nobody wants to listen to, bro. Or you're 12. Just play the fucking Bluey theme song on loop the entire trip. It'll be a blast. Everyone loves it. They don't want to hear Grippy.
Making decisions every single day on what they're going to order based on what they understand the customer wants to purchase, what new items are going to be made available.
One of the most interesting lessons that we've learned from 7-Eleven Japan is their approach to operations and to retailing, which they call Tappen Kanri. And Tappen Kanri is basically this idea that we localize our assortment to the needs of customers. We actually help our stores localize their assortment so that they have the right balance of a consistent assortment of products that consumers and customers would expect to see nationally, as well as items in the assortment that are perfectly appropriate for a given store's location.
This is especially important when it comes to food. 7-Eleven Japan is known for its wide array of meal options.
You're not going to believe the choice of food in a convenience store.
American 7-Eleven also has a big food and beverage business. In total, it sold over $17 billion of food last year, about 24% of its overall sales.
What are you getting from this? Give me the...
$billion also has a big food and beverage business. In total...
From this. Because I've been in this situation, and some of these are gross, some of them are fine. If they ever have a PB&J one of these, that's what I get, which is kind of basic, but it always tastes good. The wrap, interesting. The wrap could be good. The problem is like the bread on these is bad, and then it's just so soggy. Tuna salad, yeah, I would never get a tuna salad egg sandwich. Never from 7-Eleven. Can't trust it. Or maybe I'll just get a bunch of
It sold over $17 billion of food last year, about 24% of its overall sales. That included 315 million cups of coffee, 153 million Slurpees, and 99 million slices of pizza. But next year, it hopes to make 1/3 of its sales from store-brand goods, including food, up from less than 1/4 in 2022. That's particularly important given shifts in the convenience store industry.
So if you think about what convenience stores sell, there's fuel, there's tobacco products, and there's food and snacks. Gas is already a low-margin business, and it's at risk long-term if electric vehicle adoption increases over time. Tobacco, very profitable, but people are smoking less. Food, though, is a category where demand just isn't going away. So for convenience stores, it makes sense that they would want to double down on that.
7-Eleven currently has 17 so-called commissaries around the country that make food.
They sell Zyn at 7-Eleven? Why don't they just do that? I don't get... If they can't sell fucking tobacco products, just sell Zyn. Do they not? They do? Then what's the problem? Fucking sell Fent. Link up with Chinese money launderers. Sell Fent, bro. Let me get a fucking fill up on Pump 12 and a pack of Fent.
Food for all of its U.S. locations. Now, it's working on upgrading them. It's partnering with Warabeya, a supplier for 7-Eleven Japan, to spearhead the effort. Warabeya's new factories in Hawaii, Texas, and Virginia can make a wider and more localized range of food than 7-Eleven has been able to stock in the past.
Things like being able to cook rice en masse, new protein capabilities, all which help 7-Eleven introduce new types of products in the food area to our customers. We recently launched a product that's a spicy miso ramen soup, not something you would typically think about being sold at a 7-Eleven.
It's adding a lot of items.
This woman thinks she's like the most cultured white person on Japan in history. This woman thinks she's like an ambassador of U.S.-Japan relations. The way her eyes light up, bro. She is really bringing these two countries together.
Items to its menu.
It's her and,
the main question is how many
Ludwig, bro.
customers will buy them. And this is where data comes into the question.
When customers come into our stores, they're in an immediate consumption mindset.
Capitalizing on this is a key priority for the company, and it plans to use its massive data operation to do it. American 7-Elevens monitor daily sales, and for loyalty members, they collect demographic information on who's buying what. The company's loyalty program has 95 million members.
Tag yourself. Tag yourself. Are you?
And it plans to use its massive data operation to do it. American 7-Elevens
Are you hot dog, soda, pizza, chips, candy guy?
Monitor daily sales.
Are you AA
And
batteries, tape, energy drink,
loyalty-
and popcorn guy? What are you doing tonight? What the hell is your plan for tonight with batteries, tape, and popcorn?
Members, they
Are you
collect
beer, hot
demographic
dog, and bread guy?
7-Elevens
Oh, beer, hot dog, and bread.
monitor daily sales. And for loyalty
need my
members, they
tools.
collect demographic information
That is depression.
on who
Or are you taquito cookies chicken sandwich? Two taquitos, a chicken sandwich, and a cookie, please. I want to taste depression. This is a dude who needs a lot. He needs more than a treat. He needs to pick me up.
who's buying what.
Wait, so is there fruit at the end? Fruit?
What?
You got fruit after that? You're trying to, he's on a diet. I got a cookie, 2 taquitos, but I need a little fruit, so I'm eating healthy. Or the donut, the breakfast sandwich. This is a classic breakfast. This is good.
The program has 95 million members. Building on that, the company's investing in targeted advertising on screens and TVs throughout stores. That's to spur impulse buys.
It helps not only 7-Eleven, but also our advertisers, our vendors, to target our customers at the point of purchase. So for example, in the morning, we may target our customers with a message around a hot cup of coffee and a donut. Whereas later in the day, we may target our customers with an advertisement that's around a snack and a beverage from our cold vault.
And for potential customers who aren't at the store, there's delivery, the fastest growing part of the company's business. It's highly profitable for the company, since delivery orders tend to be for about double the amount of in-store purchases.
How the brand's grown for nearly 100 years.
That's true. I do order double the amount of liquid death when I have it delivered than versus when I go in person because I can't carry it all. I also like that they called the fridge a cold vault.
Starts with what's the customer want, where do we think they're going, and how do we meet them where they're going.
A big question is whether American customers will match the enthusiasm 7-Eleven sees in some of its other markets.
In Asia, I think there is so much excitement around convenience stores and the types of food and snacks they offer. So if they can bring even a little bit of that excitement to the US,
we're gonna get some musubis.
That would be a great success.
So they didn't mention it. I mean, I feel like that's the elephant in the room they're not mentioning is that America doesn't have a walkable culture. That's what makes convenience stores in Japan actually convenient. you're walking, they're just there as you're walking around. In America, they're only convenient if you're stopping to get gas and you go into, I would never drive to a 7-Eleven. I mean, not never, but so rarely would I pick it over something else to just drive to solo, to like, this is my destination. I did just do this. So I can't say never, because I did just have a craving for specifically candy and liquid death, which can only be offered by a beautiful place at 7-Eleven late at night. But that's such a specific, it's so specific. You know what I'm saying? I'm caught, yes. But I wouldn't say I'm the standard for that. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting video. Oh, here's a video I want to watch. How Americans are paying for vacation. I really want to watch this because it's a question on my mind. The thing is, so many things that you would look at as like blinking red light warning recession indicators are blinking. They are happening. And then one thing is not. One thing is saying the economy is great, and that is that Americans are going on more vacations than ever before. Generally, when we're about to enter some sort of downturn, people cut back on vacation spending. That's like one of the first things to go. And yet they're spending more than ever. Only vacations, really. They're cutting back on McDonald's. They're cutting back on Nike. They're cutting back on, but they're not cutting back on vacations. And so it's different this time in that aspect. It's tough for me to understand it. So I would love to watch this video and learn more, because it's something I think about.
Average vacation cost for one person in the United States is a little under $2,000 per week.
More than a third of summer vacationers, 36%, are willing to take on debt this summer for their travels.
Okay, well, that's a big answer right there. We're 14 seconds in. That's a big answer, because I got to be honest with you. If you need a vacation, you need a vacation. But for me, taking on debt to go on a vacation would ruin the vacation. It would just make me stressed to try and get the maximum amount of joy. I have to make it worth it. It feels like it would be stuck in your fucking brain the whole time. I can't imagine. It would be, you'd have to really have I mean, some people have this. There's people I know that just have a total carefree attitude towards debt. It doesn't bother them. They're not sitting there worried about it. But when I worry. I've worried about it always. I worried about it fucking the second I graduated. I worry about student loan. I hated it. I've always hated it. But I can see, I guess.
The reason that's worrisome is because the average credit card charges over 20%, which is close to a record high. I don't want to tell people they can't have any fun, but this represents a lot of people taking on expensive debt. And this is the kind of thing that can linger.
Globally, 72% of millennials and 65% of Gen Zs said they plan on spending more on leisure travel in 2024 compared to 2023.
Go!
In the U.S.,
millennials, Gen Z handshake, checking the fuck out. We can blow the handshake on checking the fuck out. All right, we're getting out of here. We're fucking, we're going on vacation. We're gonna go fucking see Rolling Loud, dude. We're gonna figure this shit out.
47% of millennials and 42% of Gen Zs said they plan to take on debt to go.
Okay, get those numbers up, Gen Z. All right? I know you're still youngins, but let's get up to at least 47, all right, with the big boys. You need to use more debt on your vacations. You got it, boss. Let's plan a trip to Bali. All right, good. You should ball out in Bali. And it should be on Afterpay or Klarna's dime, please.
Go on summer vacation.
There are so many compelling reasons why people choose to take on debt to have these vacations. If your kids are dreaming of going to Disney World, and there's no way the family could ever really swing it without going into debt, it could be a memory the family will have forever. Parents often can rationalize.
Imagine being a 46-year-old white guy from Ohio who fucking hates the woke and you have to take on credit card debt to take your kids to Disney. And you're just fucking seething at the cost and then seething at the fucking at Disney and then just literally mentally melting down. That's a funny character. Like, that person exists. That's so funny to me. What a fucking that's, you know what? If they're doing it, good dad.
Rationalize spending in these terms for their children.
Here's how Americans are paying for their summer vacations.
You just told us. You said it was debt.
Credit cards are the most common way people pay for their vacations. 62% of Americans surveyed said they put at least some of their trip on a credit card. Financial experts say that this can be a risky move if the borrower cannot pay the balance in time to not be charged interest.
The average credit card balance is already over $6,000, according to TransUnion. If you add $1,000 in vacation expenses to that...
Bro, that's high. That's fucking high. $6,000 average credit card balance? People got like fucking 2-3 months rent on their credit card? How do you... That's... God, that would stress me the fuck out. Bro, mine's higher? Sheesh, bro. No disrespect, legitimately. People have choices, you got to make them. Shit's hard, I get it. But man, that's... I feel like that would... Anyway, my only advice is if you are thinking of investing in anything, just don't. Just pay down that debt. There's nothing better than that. Nothing you invest in is going to get more than a 20% return. Every dollar you spent paying that down is like you're making a 20% or 21% return. That's the only thing I'll say. I'm not judging at all. I really am not. It's fucking, but don't put it in anything else. Don't try to fucking triple your money. Don't try to parlay it. I swear to God, paying it down is you're gonna benefit.
Maybe it feels like a drop in the bucket, but it just makes it that much harder. That's $6,200. If you make minimum payments at the average...
What about 26 Black? Except for that. Obviously, I should have said except for gambling. Because that, if you have a system, is guaranteed money. But only if you have a system. So if you have a system, please make your guaranteed returns, and then you can pay everything off easily. But, I mean, just don't do it unless you 100% know how to... I'll give you my system. It's really genius. Go to the roulette table... And if it's like red, bet black. It's fucking due. Genius. I just made you a fucking fortune. Yeah, that's coming from this brain. Okay? Another thing. Nvidia stock can never, ever, ever fall. It will always go up to an infinite amount of money. There is no valuation of this company that would be too extreme. So you should buy 0-day options. No matter what, it will go up. It has gone up in the past, so that means it will always go up in the future. That's how it works. It's an infinite money glitch. I was an idiot for selling, but I'm sure I'll buy back into the top. You guys know that story of Isaac Newton? He's like one of the smartest people in history, but there was a bubble in the South Sea Company. He bought it when it was low. It went up a little bit. He sold it. He made some money. But then all of his friends got into it and it bubbled up to the moon and he got scared that he got FOMO. So he bought it with all of his money at the absolute top and then it crashed. And then he died bankrupt. This is one of the smartest people in history. Just understand that FOMO can happen, bro.
Interest rate of 20.7%, you're going to be in debt for 18 years and you're going to pay more than $9,000 in interest. So some of this is making a bad situation worse.
The debt feels like this trade-off for a lot of people. It's ultimately the interchange between money for these lifelong memories and seminal experiences. And that's a sacrifice many are not only willing to make, but feel so strongly in doing so. Especially when debt is a weight
I'm super against that and I don't want to give any support, but I hate to be judgy. I will say if gun to your head, I can't stop you. You're going to spend money on something with a credit card. Experiences are probably better than fucking, you buying a fucking jet ski or something, or taking out a huge car loan, right? If you're going to at least go on an experience with your family or friends. Again, I still think you're not being nice to your future self, who's going to regret it and the stress. But if you're going to do it, there's a lot of evidence that shows that like experiences, are something you feel better about down the road than material purchases. Why go on a vacation when you can buy the faker Ari skin? It's like a mental vacation. It's like every time you get on the Rift and you flex with your Ari skin, you're like on a fucking staycation in your mind. It's a beautiful respite from life when you look at your beautiful skin for $500.
People are already accustomed to carrying.
Consumers are still out there using their credit cards. Their credit card balances are over $1 trillion now. We're seeing actual delinquencies on credit now rising. People are dipping into their savings. But bottom line is that they're still spending.
Not all credit card users are paying interest.
They will stop. That's all I'm saying. And I know. Oh, here's fucking old Atrioc talking again. It is happening in the same cycle. Okay? First the money runs out, then they go to credit, then the credit runs out, then we get fucking problems. And we're already getting problems. Stocks down for Nike, stocks down for McDonald's, stocks down for Starbucks, stocks down for all these discretionaries. Thank God for Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple holding up the whole fucking market, because everything else is starting to get squeezed.
3% of Americans said they used their credit cards to pay for their trips, but paid it off in full to avoid interest. This also comes with the perk of accumulating rewards points.
Use those rewards points and miles. Put those to use. But it doesn't make sense to pay 20% interest just to get 2 or 3 or 4% cash back or airline miles.
In order to avoid interest while still having more time to pay off the credit card balance, some vacationers choose to open a new credit card that provides them with 0% interest for a set period of time.
The risk here is that once the term expires, the rate goes way up.
That's the future.
Another option vacationers are considering is taking out a loan for their trip. 5% of vacationers plan to take out a personal loan from a financial institution, which typically carries a lower interest rate than credit cards. The average interest rate of a personal loan in June 2024 was about 12%. 6% of those surveyed said they plan to borrow from friends or family.
I think both of those represent a slippery slope. Personal loan rates have gone up a lot.
That debt equals irresponsible is so...
Bro, I was at dinner with Hugs after basketball the other day. He's a Smash player. He told me that a friend of his asked to borrow $5,000 to start a food truck. This guy made amazing burgers. He cooked amazing burgers, special sauce. It was delicious. Hugs is not like fucking walking around with fucking bags of cash, bro. $5,000 is a lot of money. But he's like, dude, I love your burgers. We've been friends for a while. Okay. He gave him the $5,000. The dude gave the money to his girlfriend, lied, deflected, pretended he was getting a food truck for like 9, 10, 11, 12 months. Then finally Hugs it and be like, hey, bro, this is like really fucking serious. And then the guy finally started making payment plans to get him back. And then after like, I'm not kidding, like years. After years, Hugs got his original $5,000 back, no interest. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is a crazy thing to do to a friend, man. I guess all I would say is that just and you know what? Hugs got his money back, shook hands. He's cool with him. He's not going to loan him anything else, but they're friends. He's a good dude. I got great respect for Hugs and how he handled that. But man, that's crazy. So anyway, I made a bunch of money taking his money, and I gave it to Ari. See, I gave some of it to Ari. I held it for fucking 8 years, bro. It's fucking genius. So it's the way you can make money, is what I'm saying. This is what I did, is how you can make money. Is you could like borrow from your friends and then just lie. And then by the time you pay it back, it's like the money's worth way less. Inflation. How are my burgers? Oh, they're damn good.
pejorative and such a simplistic way of looking at this, that there's all different reasons and rationales why we might intentionally go into debt. People don't think taking out a mortgage for a home and making this a lifelong investment is irresponsible, but it can be a really bad investment in a lot of cases. So you have to consider, where's
housing prices always go up, baby.
And maybe it is this trip with these lifelong memories.
Sorry, I'd like to pause real quick and give you an Atrioc /S alert. When I said previously that housing prices always go up, I was doing a thing called sarcasm. This is an alert to let you know that I didn't actually mean that. And in fact, housing prices occasionally do go down, as they did in 2007, 8, and 9. Make your own financial decisions, but be wary. Things can happen different than what they've happened in the past.
With your family that you'll never get back.
Another option is loaning money to yourself out of a
YouTube comments, praise me, please. Praise me, YouTube comments. I'm finally looking out for you.
401k account. A loan is different from a 401k withdrawal. Withdrawals have different rules and tax implications. Loans are not permitted from IRA or IRA-based plans. The reason someone may go this route is instead of paying interest to a financial institution, they would pay themselves back over time with interest. That payment will go back into their retirement account and eventually accumulate compound interest.
Borrowing from your retirement plan definitely worries me because really the biggest predictor...
Bro, this guy's not fun at parties, all right? This guy's not fun at parties. Everything, bro, just let us borrow money, all right? Let us borrow money from our friends, from our retirement plans, from the bank, and from credit card companies. He's being weird.
Of future returns is time in the market. So even though we don't know what stocks are going to do this week or this month or this year, over the long haul, they've been massive wealth builders. So I feel like that would be more of a last resort if there's kind of an emergency. Going on vacation is not an emergency.
To you, maybe. I gotta see.
It is interesting how, while you could say on one hand that it's worrisome that credit card balances are near record highs and the personal saving rate is near a record low, this is powering a lot of economic growth. But what's good for the economy is not always good for your household finances.
Consumer spending makes up nearly 70% of U.S. GDP, which means a rise in consumer spending can spur economic growth. But a rise in consumer debt can lead to a hard pullback in spending, which can cause what's called deflation.
Deflation is just generally associated with not just recessions, but deep recessions in the economy.
A recession occurs when there's, quote, a significant decline in economic activity that is spread across the economy and lasts more than a few months.
Historically speaking, deflation means that prices are actually coming down. And the reason why prices are coming down is because people aren't spending money. The reason why people aren't spending money is because they don't have jobs and they can't afford to go out and take a trip to Hawaii or go out and buy a new Lexus or do those kind of things. They're just kind of trying to tread water and they're not even doing that. So therefore prices are going to have to keep coming down.
It's important to remember that there's not just one consumer story.
You have the same consumer that might be out there spending on travel, going to events, whether it's concerts or sporting events, which we are seeing very, very clearly, and that's driving some of these travel trends. And they're doing it in a way that's really strategic. At the same time, that same strategic consumer might be walking into a store and really thinking carefully about how they're spending, looking for the best promotion, the best discount. So it's not one story for the consumer. And I think that's really important because it creates a lot of complications in the narrative, because you have consumers looking for discounts, you have consumers looking for promotions, and you have consumers that...
Yeah, that's what's so interesting to me is like the data that I look at is like even people that are cutting back are not cutting back on experiences, which is different. Maybe it's like a millennial Gen Z thing. I don't know, but people are just like they're more than ever willing to pay, even if they're skimping elsewhere, for travel. Maybe it's a post-COVID thing. I don't know, but it's interesting. It's unique to this point in history and time.
That want to make their dollars work the best they can in the way that works for them.
Financial experts say the key to affording a vacation is to plan ahead. Advisors say the first step is figuring out what you want to spend and to set a budget for the trip.
This is our allowance for food, and this is our allowance for trips or activities. So you can kind of make sure your behavior is consistent with your values. Because money on trips can feel like monopoly money. I had a client I worked with who decided they were going to stay in an Airbnb and they were going to cook all of their food. So they were going to save on food and they were going to splurge on this boat trip they were really excited about. And it felt like a compromise.
The next step after establishing a budget would be making a plan to save.
You can start.
Yeah, that's cool. I do think that, like, I would do the opposite. I would skip the boat trip. And then I would spend all the money on food. Like, if you're going to travel to a different country, eat the food, bro. You're going to cook it yourself? That's crazy. Like, why am I going to Italy if I'm not going to get Italian food? That's the whole fucking point. Man, I'm crazy.
Small and daily. Maybe you're going to set aside a little bit of money each day or each paycheck to this dream vacation. And it can be helpful to have kind of a calculation set up.
On top of setting aside the money, you can also find small ways to save on costs to make the most of your trip.
There are plenty of ways to save. You can have
Cuca de pasta myself. Myself, you're doing like a leprechaun thing. It's not. You've like created some sort of Italian leprechaun. Or a Jar Jar type. Yeah, that's not.
Have fun on a budget. You can use your frequent flyer miles or credit card points. You could be open-minded about when and where you go.
It's okay. Someone did point this out. Based on this stock footage, everyone going on trips in America is gay. I think it's worth pointing out. Maybe it's a Pride Month thing. Every single couple on these trips is gay. Not financial advice, but maybe the gays are spending more on travel.
Kind of zig when others zag. Maybe travel in the off season or the shoulder season, or drive instead of fly, or travel midweek instead of on the weekend. If you can let the deal
Bro, just do what everybody's doing. Go to Japan. It's cheap as fuck. And Japan rules. Just get really into anime and go to Japan. Your dollar's gonna go far as shit. You get to say I. You get to eat at the convenience store. It's fucking awesome.
dictate the destination, that can really help you out. Flexibility is key.
There's times when you just have to be realistic. If you financially can't swing a vacation, can you get creative? Can you find a way to take a break from your life or mimic a vacation without the big expense?
Maybe even do a staycation. I think that's an underrated option. This idea of playing.
That's God, it feels so fucking out of touch, bro. I don't like hey, your friends are all going to Japan. Why don't you sit home and read a book? Like that doesn't. It's fucking. Yeah, it's a weekend. Why don't you play League of Legends? Yeah. I don't think that's what people are looking for. I can understand. I think the financial advice is real. I think this guy is being fair, but it's just tough. It's smug to hear, I guess.
Tourist in your local area. So there's a way to have fun without busting the budget.
Nearly half of Americans said they plan to skip their summer vacation, with 65% of them saying affordability was the main issue.
I kind of worry about both of those extremes. You know, you have the people that are paying 20 or 25 or 30% extra to go on vacation, which is not great. But then you also have a lot of people skipping the trip entirely, which may be regrettable.
Oh my God, you can't win with this guy.
There's a ratio between the money being spent and the amount of...
He's worried even if you don't take a vacation. Bro, there's no fucking winning with you. Straight up fucking worry wart. What do you want from us?
Time of your trip, and only you can decide if that experience,
like just have
the
fun,
memories of
that's
a
it.
5-day vacation is valuable enough to commit to having to worry about paying it off for months in the future.
Okay, well, interesting video. I did learn from that. I wasn't aware of the data on how much of it was debt. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, Yeti. Well said. His solution isn't even to not take a vacation. That's so funny. I'm a little worried if you don't take one. Yeah, I do feel like the answer was in the first 20 seconds, and then there was a lot of repeating, but it's fine. Hey, Big A, do you think the Olympics will affect the French political situation? Possibly, but in ways I wouldn't be able to understand. I think it would happen regardless. I think the revolt against Macron would happen regardless of the Olympics, but the Olympics might add a little tweak to how it plays out. The river poop, you know? Yeah, they are shitting in the water. That's true. Would you rather be French or British? Oh, God. Such a tough call. Such a tough call. Dead. Dead. Right now, well, there's a big difference between British in London and British anywhere else, is one thing I'll say. British in London, there's actually a decent amount of opportunities to make some money. British outside of London, the economy's bad. I don't know. I mean, a 28-year-old is going to be prime minister, so maybe I could go to France, and if I was French, I could be like, I could just go deep into alt-right and rise up the ranks real fast. You know, I could get in the government real quick. I could be based. Do you know? Dude, I forgot to mention this. The guy, Jordan Bardella, who is going to be probably going to be the prime minister of France, based on the results, is formerly Jordan9320, a Call of Duty YouTuber. He's going to be the first leader of a major economy who is a Call of Duty YouTuber.
Aujourd'hui pour une vidéo un petit peu particulière, on va pas parler du gameplay, on va pas parler, excusez-moi, du Call of Duty.
He's 28, I know.
Enfin indirectement. Si,
we are finally a young enough politician.
J'ai quitté la team FMC. Alors il y a pas de.
Look at his shots, dude. But this is the campaign footage.
J'ai décidé de créer un nouveau groupe de jeu, un nouveau clan.
Wait, we should probably include this in Marketing Monday. Actually, you know what? We can do it for a clip. Isn't this crazy, though? This is crazy. Look at his chat logs. Never ask a Call of Duty politician to share their chat logs.
Vous les abonnés, vous, ceux qui me suivez, ceux qui même regardaient la vidéo.
It's crazy. I mean, this guy's going to be, you know, the ostensibly most powerful governing position in France. And like 10 years ago, he was doing Call of Duty. Pretty insane. Pretty insane. If he doesn't get a nuke, he doesn't get my vote. He's going to have a lot of nukes pretty soon. I'll tell you that. He's going to have a lot of nukes. Big A ambassador for France. It would be good. We should get like everyone in government should be formerly a streamer. We should have XQC be the ambassador to Canada or vice versa. And I could just dap up Jordan Bardell and talk about COD. That'd be sick. That'd be badass. When Elden Ring DLC comes out, we all take a break. All war stops so we can all play it. What's up, taxpayers? Let's get those donuts. That the president of the United States should go live every day and do an NPC stream to raise money for the government. That would be fucking awesome. USA, 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 USA. Yum, T-Bill's so good. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. A Joe Biden NPC stream to raise some fucking money. Then we can lower taxes. Yeah, that would make us some real cash. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 9:42. I was gonna watch one more video. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go end stream here now for a second and take care of my dogs and maybe play a little late night basketball shooting. You're a little penis man if you do. I'd hate to be a little penis man. I'm gonna play Elden Ring for sure tomorrow on Wednesday gaming days. Is New John Oliver? All right, we can watch New John Oliver. We can watch one New John. I'm actually fine to watch one New John Oliver. It's about the UK elections, right? Or am I wrong? Oh, it's opioids. Brand new. Wait a minute. What happened to the UK elections one? This is... That was last week's? Okay. Interesting. But I don't even see it on here. Am I crazy? This is the wrong channel? I don't even see UK elections on here. I kind of wanted to get an update on it. Sure. Oh, lots of old uploads. Oh, these are old episodes. Oh, the full episode library. Oh, interesting. So where's the actual new shit? Where's the actual new shit? It's the first video on his main channel. John Oliver main channel. Bro, what are we... Okay, here it is.